I want to get you to Morocco now, where nearly 3,000 people have died in the days since Friday's devastating earthquake. More than 5,500 are injured right now. Frustration is mounting as damaged roads leave search and rescue crews struggling still to reach those in need. For more on the relief effort, let's bring in CBS News foreign correspondent Chris Livesay. As you see, he's on the ground there in Morocco. Chris, just bring us up to date on what's happening around you and what you've seen.
Hey there, Errol. So where we are right now in the city of Oudagane, about 35 people were killed here, more than 700 homes destroyed everywhere around me. It's hard to imagine that these buildings can be rebuilt, most of them built out of cinder block or mud brick, adobe brick. So when this earthquake shook, these homes didn't just collapse, they crumbled and turned into dust, which has made the recovery effort, the rescue effort, I should say, so grim because the chances of finding survivors underneath dirt is just very, very low. In fact, we spoke to some rescuers from France and Spain, and they had their sound detection equipment with them, but they said they hadn't even used it yet because it only tends to work if there's something to conduct the sound from underground. So in Turkey, for instance, we're talking about high-rise buildings made out of reinforced concrete and steel. Sound can travel for many, many feet under the rubble. If there's somebody in an air pocket tapping on concrete or tapping on those beams, that sound can eventually make it to the surface. It's simply not the case when you're talking about packed earth like we're talking about here. So both of those teams told us that after being here for days, they hadn't found a single survivor.
And it's a reminder for everyone that this is not just traumatic for those who experienced the fast quake and the destruction, but for the rescuers trying to help in any way they can. Where is the biggest need for more recovery aid and assistance?
It's right where we are here in the Atlas Mountains. We're not far from the epicenter. It's extremely hard to reach, very remote. A lot of these villages don't have roads that are accessible even by four-wheel drive vehicles, so they've had to use donkeys and mules in order to get them supplies for sustenance and survival at this point. Again, the effort seems to have shifted to the recovery of the dead and to looking after the displaced because so many people here are now without homes. The rescuers we spoke to said there's definitely still a chance. You know, they spoke of specific instances in their own experience where more than 6 days after the earthquake they still found survivors, but there seems to be a shift here to the displaced people. You know, these are homes now that are without roofs or have been completely destroyed. People are living in tents or living out in the streets, and not just, you know, adults, but of course children. By UNICEF's count, approximately 100,000.
And there's also frustration, I understand, brewing where you are because aid is slow to get to those who survive. We know that Morocco's government accepted support from Spain and from Britain, but has actually turned down help from some other nations. What do we know about that decision and how it might be affecting the ability to get aid to those who need it?
You know, the rescuers we spoke to on the ground were frustrated themselves. You know, the ones I mentioned who, you know, some have been here for days, and only today was the first time they actually got the authorization to start, you know, using their equipment, using their sniffer dogs to see if there were survivors beneath these buildings. You know, very frustratedly, they said, look, we've been here for days, and those are days in which we could have been searching for survivors, a time in which, you know, every minute counts. A day is just a lifetime. But as far as the rationale is concerned, they suspect it's because of the desire to avoid chaos. They pointed to other earthquakes in the past, even in Morocco, in which too much help came all at once, and that clogged the roads, that led to chaos at the airports in terms of deciding where these teams should go, and they probably didn't want a repeat of that. And for the sake of Morocco, I have to say, you know, we've definitely seen a lot of government presence, especially closer to the epicenter. A lot of helicopters flying in relief around the clock, and we're told that every one of those helicopters comes in with aid and then goes out with the injured. So they're definitely working around the clock, but with so many people wanting to help and not being able to help, that naturally leads to a lot of frustration.
Yeah, and we can hear someone urgently trying to get through as they honk their horn near you. Chris Livesay, we appreciate that on-the-ground reporting there from the Atlas Mountains in Morocco.